Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hey, hello there, wrestling fans, to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am Joe Panther III, and man, Ringside crew, we're here for a fantastical Tuesday. Yeah, it's the day after WrestleMania weekend. And man, oh man, I sat in my room. I was gonna sit here in the man cave, the Panther cave, and watch the show, but I'm too lazy. I'm 41 years old. You lay in bed when you watch wrestling now. Just saying. But it's just here. So today I have a young lady that is just getting her feet wet into the wrestling world. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to Tori Fox. Welcome, Tori. Welcome to Dudes at Ringside.
Hello. Thank you.
You're welcome, Tori. So if my internationally known audience, especially my friends and fans from the UK across the pond, are not familiar with you, and also anywhere else on the East Coast are not familiar with you, introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, my name's Tori Fox, obviously. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I grew up my whole life there. I moved here to Davenport, Iowa last year fall to start my training at Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. So I was in the fall class last year. I was training with Seth Rollins, Merrick Brave, and Matt Mayday. It was one hell of a ride. It was hard, but it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I mean, I'm just starting. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for me. Man, I'm excited to, meet so many awesome people like Joe. Like we've been wanting to do this podcast for a while, but schedule's so busy. So yeah, I'm excited for this.
Awesome, Tori. So you just said the magic word. You train under the man, the myth, the legend, Seth freaking Rollins. What does it feel like to train under him? What is it like? What is it like to get the knowledge from Rollins?
Gosh, it was such an honor. Luckily, we were in class at the time when he was not on TV as much because he was injured. So he was at our particular class a lot. Like, some of these big schools like Cody Rhodes, Booker T, you don't really know if you're going to get, as much of them as you'd like to, but he was there all the time and we got to pick his brain every day after class. And one thing about him is he is not going to sugarcoat anything about what you're doing in the ring, So it was really nice to get like feedback and that he means what he says. Like he's not gonna, baby you or hold your hand throughout the training process. But it was super cool to have him as a leader for our class. And I am super grateful for him and everything he's taught me and to still utilize him as a resource. Like we can ask him questions at any time, contact him. And he loves his students. He calls us his children and we love him so much.
That's awesome. That's so cool that you're able to sit under the tree of like a actual WWE superstar. Like most people, I'm not saying most other people like don't have a chance to do that because as you just said, the Booker T's and the Cody Rhodes, but like I've asked this to other wrestlers. I'm gonna ask this to you now. With this being the new era that you could find a school on the internet, is it so much easier to find a school like this, or did it take a while to like decide that was the one for you?
So I knew I wanted to wrestle, but at the time, like I didn't think I was financially stable. Like I didn't know if I was ready to move away from family, but I was still looking. So I weighed out my two options, and being in Wisconsin, I had the options because I wanted to be trained under a WWE superstar. Really wanted to get that, that title on myself. So it was either Mr. Kennedy's school in Minnesota or it was Seth Rollins in Iowa. So at the time, Mr. Kennedy, like his school, the webpage was like under construction. So there really wasn't a way to sign up. So I actually took a trip to Iowa that summer. I think it was 2022 with my best friend then, because she also wanted to sign up. So we took a trip down here to Davenport and, was just checking it out. At the time, she was already accepted into the school. So we walked around the area, got to look at the school. They have like big windows in the front. So we were able to like look inside, see all of Seth's titles on the wall, see the ring, see all the equipment. And it was really cool. So I sent my mom some pictures, just because she's my mom and I want her to see. And she texted me and she was like, "This is awesome. Sign up right now." I was like, I am not financially ready to sign up. Like, I don't have the money for that. And she was like, "I will help you out. Sign up right now." And I was like, "Are you serious?" And she was like, "Sign up." So I was like, okay. So I go on the website, like right outside the school, and I'm like filling out this online application. I didn't really know when I'd be hearing back, if I would even be accepted. So I was like, okay. So I sent it in. And since we're not from here originally, we were staying at a hotel. So went back to our hotel, got some good food, got a good night rest. And then the next morning I got an email and it was Merrick. And he said that I got accepted into the fall of 2024 class. So it was kind of like on a whim that I signed up. Like I knew I really wanted to do it, but I didn't know when. But I guess, my mom decided it was that moment that I was gonna do it. So that's kind of how it came about.
That's awesome. That like it's a cool thing to hear, like journeys like that. Like you weren't even from that area and you went there just to like see what you're getting into, and you saw was good. They had windows, they had everything like that. So your first day at the practice, your first day you get there for practice, did you like, what was like that whole day like that for your first practice that you had to go to?
So the first time we ever go to the gym is for a conditioning test, and that's a whole separate story. But like the first day of training, good God, was I anxious. Like I was so nervous. I was the only girl in the class. I already met my classmates because we kind of set up like a group chat for ourselves to, get to know each other, and we're going to be living with each other for 3 months. So I was really happy that I was going into it, but they were all guys and most of them had prior experience, which made me a little bit more nervous because I kind of felt like the black sheep. So I was like, oh my gosh. So we get there and we're sitting down and, talking to Merrick, talking to Seth, doing all that stuff. But it was pretty simple on the first day. I think it's simple now. I didn't think it was simple then. But it was a really calm day. Like I really worked myself up over nothing. And we left and did our thing and, got to go home, relax, and then, just went to it the next day. So I tend to overthink a lot of situations. And at the time that I started training, I was like not in a good space mentally or physically, really. I was dealing with a lot of my struggles with drinking and smoking and kind of just pushing all my problems out of the way. I was with my ex-boyfriend at the time, and that was not a good situation. So I definitely did not feel ready. But, once I stepped in the door and I saw everything on our first day of real training, I was like, okay, like it's time to get my act together. Like this is real and this is what I want to do. So I feel like just being there for the first time really helped get my mind in a better place. And I'm super grateful for that.
Yeah, that's always tough because you're new and a lot of the people already probably have experience being at a wrestling school and you're new at this. What they would say you're pink in the cheeks and red in the face. Like, you're new with this, you don't know. Like anime, big teardrop on your forehead.
Yeah.
Nervous.
Mhm.
So what was the toughest like mat training you had to learn the first few days you were there?
So it's kind of funny, but I used to be a soccer player, so I'm really confident like my lower body strength, but my upper body strength is still like a work in progress. Like I work on it every day, but I know it's not the greatest. So definitely like on that like first couple weeks, like back rolls were super hard for me. Like the rolling backwards was fine, sure, but it's like using your arms to like get yourself back up after a back roll was just so hard for me. And I don't know why. Like it's the first thing that I was really struggling with. And it's super frustrating, but luckily my classmates were giving me some kind of, tips and tricks on how to make it easier until, my arms get in better shape. But I mean, they're still not the greatest, but they are 10 times better than what they were on that first week. So I was just getting like stuck, like mid roll. It was so embarrassing.
So let's flash a little further in, like right before you like graduated from the school. Well, you're still in the school, right? Or is it you graduated and everything?
I graduated, but the nice thing about Black and Brave is that once you're a graduate, the gym is open to you for life. You can go there, you can work out, you can use the ring, you can go there and just hang out. Like we have a fridge and a microwave there. We have a little outdoor area, some couches. So even, if you're not doing anything that day, just hang out, watch wrestling there. There's a TV there. So
okay. Like when you graduated from the school, was it a process to find a like indie promotion to connect yourself with?
No, actually. So Merrick Brave runs his own promotion here in Davenport, Iowa called SCW Pro. So he is in charge of that. And that show is basically for all Black and Brave graduates. Like once you're graduated, if Merrick thinks that you're ready, he'll start putting you on that show. And it's really helpful to get your foot in the door. You get videos and pictures for social media, and you have Merrick there still to guide you and answer any questions. So that was the first place I made an appearance at. It was a couple months after I graduated. I debuted as a manager for John Bonhart, one of the champs there. And also, he has another manager, Mark Storm. So we're under his guidance. And so we're a little trio. So that's what I'm doing there.
Oh, trio. Actually, next in May, we're actually doing tag team month. So you want to get your boys on a podcast, internationally known podcast.
Oh.
Give the dudes a Ringside phone a ring. I'll make sure to put it on not on silent because I sometimes fall asleep at the desk. What? Who's called? It's like the bat phone, but it has like a microphone. It's the shape of a microphone. Like, and it has, instead of a ringtone, I stupidly forgot, and I put the ringer as internet. Hello. It's my voice going internet. Hello, and it lights up. I'm always sleeping at my desk. Like I have my.
Oh gosh, I couldn't.
I'm like the cat. I fall asleep on my desk, and as you know, message yesterday, that 2:00 in the morning message that you probably read went.
Yeah.
What is this guy saying? Like, yeah, don't message Joe at 2:00 in the morning and find out you're gonna get a You probably went, and he's probably asleep.
Yeah.
He was sleeping. It was night after night 2 of Mania. So
yeah, it was a long weekend. You know what? You get a pass. It was a long weekend.
Was sitting
but it was a
down.
very fun weekend.
I could have been sitting in the man cave doing a live stream, but I did that one year. Mama Panther didn't like it. She watched it back, made me delete it. She's like, no one's going to understand that. And my buddy, Valor Club guy, says, does your mom realize people like live streamings? No, she doesn't understand that. She just know I try really hard on the internet.
Same.
Yeah. But you're in the ring taking the bump. So you said you did your first match, right? You only did one match so far, right?
I've had one match, yes.
So what was that like? That was the process to that.
So it it was a gimmick match. So it was for Iowa Underground, which is a promotion run by one of the Black and Brave graduates, actually. So their gimmick is no ring, no rules.
Oh, geez.
So there's no ring and no rules, and it's at a bar in Iowa City. So my original plan going into Iowa Underground was to be a manager because that's all I had experience in. So I didn't have gear at the time either. So we showed up, we're going over some matches, going over some spots that I can get involved in. And Carlos, the promoter, comes over to us and he's like, the car broke down with the people that we need for this match. They're not going to make it. Tori, what do you have for gear? And I'm like, I have like jeans shorts and a tank top and like some sneakers, but I don't have my knee pads. Like, I don't have anything. Like, no kick pads, nothing. And he was like, how would you feel about filling in for this match? And I was like, like, I'm starting to get nervous. And Merrick Brave is also on this show, actually. He's coming out of retirement to also do this match for Underground. So he's there. And Merrick, pulled me aside, told me to do it. And, he's there for anything I need. So I was like, okay, let's do this. So a few hours go by, show's starting. It's a phenomenal show, super fun, lots of people there, crowd's really getting into it. And it's time for our match. It's a tag team match. So I am teaming up with Drake Holloway, who's actually my boyfriend in real life. And we tag team against Risky Business, which would be Calvin Kelly and Cash Kennedy. So we go through our match, we just kill it. Like, honestly, we killed it. We, we're all friends. Sorry, kayfabe. So
no, the guy that does the crying guy that meme that everybody knows.
Yeah,
it's so real to me, damn it. I wish I had that meme on my computer. I would totally just do that right now.
But yeah, we clicked really well. Chemistry's there. Like, it felt personal. Crowd went nuts because I was the only girl on the show. So they came out first, and then me and Drake come out, and they're just, going crazy because it's a girl in this tag team match. So I got all the girlies behind me. It was super cool. Ended up dumping a White Claw on myself during the match. Put someone through a table in my debut match. So that was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, my knees definitely paid the price, though, for not bringing my knee pads because it's like it's concrete floor. So, I'm doing a Meteora through a table and my knees just on the concrete. It sucked. Like, they were
probably got adrenaline, so you probably didn't feel it till like the next morning.
Yeah, I didn't feel a thing until after the match. That's when I realized I sprayed my finger. I got kicked in the face. My knees were bruised. They were bleeding everywhere, I guess. I didn't realize that till the end of the match. But I was pretty beat up, but I was also just so pumped on adrenaline. I was so excited to have my first match, and I don't know. It was just awesome. Like, my nerves leading up to it were off the charts, but then once we made our entrance, I feel like they kind of just went away. Awesome. It was a lot of fun.
I see your outfit now in the promo picture you sent me that I found. I was going to ask you for another one, but I saw that screenshot of that one, and I was like, that's a nice picture. So who made your gear? It's like the fox on the back of the trunks.
So I go through Bruja Dora. She has her own website, so she does gear all over the States, globe. I think she's based more of like on the East Coast, but I really didn't know what I wanted to do for gear. I knew what I wanted the colors to look like, and I knew that I wanted it to be like kind of edgy because that's who I am as a character and really just a person. So I was like, I know I want it to be black and blue. I want it to be edgy, put the fishnet details on it, some chains, some metal, like little rings or whatever that is on there. I want it to be like nice and strappy. And she took that idea and just knocked it out of the park. Like, she sent me the concept art for it, and I almost cried because it was so cool. And then it came in the mail, and I was just blown away. Like, opening that package was like, for me, it was like, this is real. Like, I'm a wrestler. I have gear.
Did you just go to the bathroom and toss it right on? Like a kid putting the Halloween costume on the parents get from Party City for them?
So, funny thing, I was on my way to work when the mailman dropped the package off, and I had just gotten like a package stolen from me like a week prior. So I snatched it out of the mailman's hands, ran to work, couldn't try it on at work. So then brought it home, and immediately then when I got home, it was like 1 a.m. So then I was trying on my gear for the first time. It fit perfect. Thank God, because I took my own measurements, so I didn't know how accurate they would be. But yeah, it was awesome. I was parading around the house in my gear, looking at myself in the mirror, doing some flexing.
You were feeling yourself, is that what the kids?
I was feeling myself.
As you said, I couldn't put it on at work. I would have did it. I would have went. I work in an assisted living place. If I had wrestling gear and it was like appropriate to put in front of senior citizens, I would have put you're gonna laugh. I call the males tights, the guys tights, and wrestling leggings. I would have put my leggings on. Right now, when I go to a wrestling show and in Slatington, and if any of them are watching this, guys, please don't kick my ass. Don't chop me, please. I jokingly have a joke, Tori, that Joe Panther III is so brave. This guy with the red glasses, not Joe Chiquez, the other guy that goes to the shows. As I cosplay as Joe Panther III, but I'm not really him. He sits at the desk. I'm just, and the real life Joe just goes to the shows just to watch the stuff. He goes, but Joe Panther III always has this joke that he's like, I want you to chop me. And all the wrestlers are like, Joe.
No, you don't.
I see exactly you're being the good wrestling friend. You're like, I don't know you, Joe, but I know it won't be fun.
I hate chops. Hate them.
Because as they say, like another wrestler I just interviewed saying, fans think by getting chopped you get introduced into the wrestling world. I do want to take a bump. I do want to try to learn how to take a real bump, because I as you are a manager, I'm thinking about maybe stepping in and being, as you know, my grandfather wrestled in the 50s and 60s, and as being the Panther the third, I want to be able to take my first bump and say, yay, oh jeez, somebody just gave me the red hand. Like,
oh, that's no. My grandma.
You just, grandma just gave me a chop. I felt that. Ooh, grandma gave me a chop. Oh, she's waving. Is she waving or is she giving me a chop? I don't know.
Both.
Hi, grandma. Grandma Fox, what's up? She's at home. Someone going, oh my God, you're a celebrity. You went international, grandma. Grandma Fox. You're my Fox, everybody. So yeah, that I've been wanting to do it. I'm kind of scared because I have a real job working with an assisted living home in a kitchen. And I'd be like, I would go to work. My dumb luck, I'd take a bump and I have to go to work like with the black eye or the sore neck. So for you, like the day after a show, when you have to go back to real life, is it difficult to explain to your coworkers that you're a wrestler?
Kind of. It does suck going back to work the next day, though. You're just like hit in the face with reality. But luckily, I actually work at Hooters in Davenport. And Seth Rollins actually used to go there all the time because they used to show the pay-per-views on the Sundays that they'd have pay-per-views. So my managers are like very familiar with him, very familiar with Merrick, and they used to come in all the time. So they're very flexible with my training schedule. And we just showed a pay-per-view there for the first time in years. We showed WrestleMania. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I think most of my coworkers, they know what I do. They don't understand it that much, but they always ask questions and they're always like willing to learn about what I do. And I really appreciate that because like they're showing genuine interest. So
yeah. You know what's funny? And I don't know if Hooters or your Hooters would go for this. I've seen them do wrestling shows outside of like Waffle Houses and other places like that. You should bring it to your job's attention.
Really?
See if like maybe they'll do a show outside. How big is your Hooters? Is it big or is it like not a really big? Like
It's not that big.
maybe if it's a big location outside, they could have the ring outside and you could do a show outside. No?
I'd have to ask Merrick about that one.
Because think about it, Hooters would get money by them. Everybody ordering wings, and
we could
like,
use it right now because we're bankrupt. So
yeah, I heard about that. Poor Hooters. Ugh. I used to go to Hooters on Long Island, and that one is gone. They like completely. I think they maybe leveled the building. I don't remember, but it used to go. Long story short, I used to go to. I don't know if it's. I still didn't have it. I had a funny story about Hooters on Long Island. I went with my sister. The girl was so sweet. I forgot what I said to her. And she's like, "Oh, you're my favorite, and you're so sweet." And I was like, in my mind now, I'm like, I sounded like Butters from that episode of South Park when when Butters was in love with the girl. And he's like, I'm like, "You're so sweet." She's like, "You're so cute, Joe. Keep buying." In my mind, my sister's like, "She just wants you to buy drinks, Joe. She just wants to buy you. She just wants you to buy a beer. She doesn't want anything about this girl. Wants nothing to do with you." And I'm like, but before I left, I was like, "You were so sweet. Thank you." Oh, gave her a hug. And then she's like, "Joe, hold on. Here you go." She gave me her badge.
Aw.
I don't know if it's a it said Lisa. It's like it's
her
a
name
little
tag.
owl on it. And it
Yeah.
says Lisa.
It's a name
My
tag.
sister's like, "Damn, Randy, you got her badge." Now I told this to another person, and my sister's like, she would have got fired because that'll get you fired. Like,
Yeah, I haven't given my name tag out, so feel special.
it was pretty odd. It was like the old one. It was like the like almost like when you're at Disney, it's like the box badge. It has a little owl at the end of the name. I was like, that's pretty interesting. You know, it's funny when you say your outfit's like black and like blue. All I can think is, man, I would do it if like a Halloween, if you could throw in an alternate gear, get like a white trunks with like the fox in orange. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I definitely want white gear sometime in the future. I love white gear. I love when anybody comes out with white gear. I always think it looks so clean and put together.
Like,
so it's on the to-do list.
You can make it like scary too. You can make it like white with like blood splatter across it. That'd be kind of cool.
I'm speaking my language.
Yeah, you know, I'm an artist and I'm also I'm an artist and I'm also a writer. So I could see like the trunks would be like white, and they would have like the blood splatter across the bottom of the bottom of the trunks would be like barbed wire wrapped around the bottom.
Yeah.
Right? Can you see it?
I like what you're cooking. I do.
Yeah, and the fox would have to either be like black with like white barbed wire that's like either wrapping around the fox name, make it look sharp and pointy and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I already can't wait to get a new set of gear.
But it's so expensive. To draw that up, I always forget because like a wrestler was like, "Oh, draw me a mask, Joe," and I was like, "Yeah." And I got off the interview, my brain went, "Bro," I just went right to bed. But seeing that like a lot of wrestling shows end so late, what is your normal like place you go after a show? Like a local place, or you can say like a chain. Like where would you say you always go?
So most of our shows are pretty near Davenport. So a lot of us, not even a lot of us, just like a group of us. There's a club down here called Daiquiri Factory, and they specialize in like all different kinds of daiquiris, and they are so good. And they have like a dance floor there, and I like to dance, and I like loud music. So we go there, get some daiquiris, and dance, even though we're already tired, and then go home.
Daiquiri Factory. I'm already liking the name. Like,
yeah.
If they can make a Tori Fox daiquiri, what would that be?
Oh God. I like blue raspberry, so definitely something like blue raspberry flavored. It's got to have some vodka in it.
Yeah.
Because I like vodka a lot. So, I don't know. And I like strawberry too, so maybe kind of like a mixed fruity daiquiri, but definitely it's got to be blue. It's got to be blue.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Something like that. Now I want one, and it doesn't even exist.
Yeah, you could just take
Maybe
your blender and just go to town, Tori. You could just like get some blueberries, get some strawberries, make it like the daiquiri style. Like, I'm
yeah, I
making my
really
own.
should. Yeah.
But I guess would you have to put more blueberries and strawberries in it to keep it the daiquiri style?
Well, they have that blue Caracal, I think, and that
Yeah.
makes like all drinks just bright blue. So put a little bit of that in there, and then
Yeah.
I think that would do the trick.
Sounds good, like to me. What would you say like your favorite food would be when like after a show? Because I know before a show it must be tough to eat things because you're thinking, your stomach's going, you're like you don't want
Mm-hmm.
to give yourself a stomach ache and stuff like that.
Um, what do I like to eat after show? I'm a big fan of pasta,
Ooh,
so I either make pasta at home or I go to Noodles and Company. I like depending if it's if they're still open. I love Noodles and Company. I'll get mac and cheese. I'll get what is it called? Why am I blanking? Fettuccine, like Alfredo. I don't know, chicken
ooh.
Alfredo. I don't know. I'll get any kind of pasta, but
Tori, making me hungry. My parents made burgers today, like burgers on English muffin.
ooh,
Like my mom has this tower in our house that has the fresh lettuce on it, and it is if you're into eating healthy foods, this tower will save you like $100 on buying lettuce ever
huh?
again. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I think
like
I actually might go make something to eat after this now because now I'm hungry.
I'm a foodie, so like if you see my stuff on my shorts on Instagram, YouTube, I like to review restaurants, and all those restaurants you said, I love the local supporting local business. So thank you for saying that local business that you just saw said so
If you
since
ever come
you're
to Iowa, you have to go to Grilled Cheese Bar.
a
They're
grilled cheese
local
burger,
and they
okay.
specialize in just like really like out there grilled cheese. Like I had a meatball marinara grilled cheese from them the
Oh,
other day and it was so good. But yes, it's in Davenport. It's so good. It's so cute in there. They have a bar there. A must go to.
I guess if I come to Iowa and my parents let me announce it, I guess I have to be like, Tori, I'm in the hotel here. Tell your boyfriend to come. We all need to come hang out, and I could see if you could let me give me a tour of the school, and I could check out the area.
Yeah, people come in all the time. Like usually they ask if Seth Rollins is there because that's what they're there to see. But if there's not a class in session and we're kind of just all in there doing our thing, like people can come take pictures and stuff, but it's not like you can stay there for hours. Like it's
Oh
just kind
no,
of like
no.
a quick little thing, but still cool that you can come take pictures if you want.
Yeah, I would just ask if I can go with you guys and just walk around the school and like check out the rings and check out the stuff, everything you're talking about, and then we'll go to the mac and cheese place.
Grilled cheese bar.
Oh, that sounds like if my sister's watching this episode, probably not. Super busy. That sassy woman. She's always busy doing something. Like that's her podcast name, Sassy Chica. She's always busy. Love you, Sass. My twin. And at the end of this month, we're gonna be 42. Jeez. Ugh.
Oh
That's
gosh.
my other fear. Because I want to be trained. My dumb luck. After my birthday, I got trained, and all of a sudden, they give me the bump on the back, and I'm just like, I can't feel my legs. No, Joe, you're standing up still. Oh,
Yeah, bumping for the first time was an experience for sure because I did not get it down for a couple weeks.
ugh.
It's
Yeah.
rough, but now it's kind of just like second nature to me, so it's okay now.
So you're also a gamer, and you said you haven't been on Twitch in a while. So I'm a now Twitcher on my own because I do this on my own, and I also do a nerd culture show. Don't know if you know that. Ghost Head Nerd Talk every
Huh.
Mondays with Joe and his girls. Joe, the king of the nerds, and his queens. Ghost Head. I'll do a silent Ghost Head Nerd Talk live every Monday on Twitch and YouTube. Get nerdy with us, myself. and
Yeah, I
Nate.
mean, All you need to do is take one look in my office and you can see that I am also a fellow nerd. So,
Awesome.
but it's my favorite place in the house.
So for you, what games are you playing right now?
Right now I am revisiting the Assassin's Creed games.
Ooh.
So I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey right now. So good.
Those games Tori. Sorry, those games literally never get old.
They are
Assassin's
timeless.
Creed, they're timeless. Like Tony Storm. They never get old.
Yeah.
Like I know people that will say, "Oh, I can't play those games because I have to play the new games." You're not a real gamer if you don't go back and play like a game like that, or go back and play some. I don't know. Most people don't go back and play the old games like Streets of Rage.
Oh, I love old games. I play my GameCube religiously.
I actually have. I got to get back on my PlayStation. I have a game that my friend got me for my birthday. Is the Streets of Rage game that came out in 2020.
Okay.
It is so much fun. You could play with your friend online and play the whole game with somebody. Yeah.
Cool.
If you're here in PA and your friend is in Florida, you guys could connect, play, and then play the whole game together.
That's cool. That's something like not a lot of games offer, like as far as like co-op like story mode. So that's cool.
Yeah. And you could be any of the characters from history of Streets of Rage. You could be the girl from the first game. You could be the black guy. You could be the guy with the fist. You could be the kangaroo. You could be like all the Streets of Rage people in history. I'm like, wow, that's pretty hot. I like that. I'm in it. I'm in.
I love video games so much. They've been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. So it's kind of hard to
When did you start out with your video games? Like, what game was your first game you ever like caught yourself like obsessed with?
Sonic Adventure. Where is it? This one right here. Sonic Adventure 2 for the GameCube. That was my first video game.
You framed the cover, or you found a way to get the cover and put it in the background?
I don't remember where that's from. It might have just been no. I think someone like blew up the graphic and like put it more of like a nice poster, because I remember in the GameCube box it came with like one of the little like shitty posters that you can get, but I think someone like made this one, so it's like more high quality. But yeah, it's still my favorite video game to this day. It got imported for like the Xbox, so I can play it on my Xbox, my GameCube, my PS2, Dreamcast, so my PC. So it literally goes everywhere with me. That game is my baby forever.
That's awesome. The game that my one of my friends from college was absolutely obsessed with, because he had the Fire Pro. He got the Japanese system that had the Fire Pro Wrestling on it, and what's that one? Resident Evil. Japanese. You have not lived. Apparently, he says this, and I watched him play it. Yeah, got a friend here.
Hi, Meg. I love you too.
Hi, Meg. How you doing? Again, I wish I had sound effects on here. Meg, shut up, Meg.
I know, right? It's okay.
Meg, we think you're awesome. Thank you. Don't forget to like the video, and I'm glad you're here, Meg. But my friend had I forgot what Japanese system that was, but he had the one that had Fire Pro Wrestling, and they had Resident Evil. And when you were shooting the zombies, you would kill a zombie, would fall, and you could step on its head.
I mean, I'm a big fan of the Resident Evil games, so that's pretty cool.
That one was creeped me out. He did it just to mess with my brain, my friend. So he would step on the skull, and you would hear the.
There's games that still scare the hell out of me to this day. Like I used to watch my cousin play Dead Space when it first came out. It's still a hard game for me to play, but I play it. But it still scares me. I love like scary video games though. Like I grew up on the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise.
Oh yeah, and
it's super cool that like they like came out with a movie. It's like my childhood's flashing before my eyes.
And they make it.
I like to get scared.
Didn't they like they announced a sequel? Is it actually happening? Or
it's coming out this year?
this year. Okay.
Yeah,
I gotta
in
see the first one still. I'm so late.
December, I think. But
Oh,
yeah,
December?
yeah, they definitely made it to be like a little more like kid friendly, which I hate because
What? Wait,
all of their original friends are like old now, so there's like some gore, but like not as much as they could put in there. So I'm hoping that this one has a little more gory action because that's what I want to see.
oh, here we go. Kiara. Who's Kiara?
Where this dream started for wrestling. She used my real name. Shh.
Hey,
Okay.
you know
It's
what?
grandma. She gets a pass.
Grandma, it's okay. But it's funny you say the name they used was the woman. Here you go. Touches my heart. See the little nail, imaginary nail under the lettering. Dudes at ringside. You can't see it, but in my mind, that name hits my heart so happy way because the name Kiara was the very first person to ever grace Dudes at ringside from the UK. And my eyes
Really?
yes, Kiara is a British wrestler that trained by Lance Storm, and
Oh.
she came on Dudes at Ringside for maybe last year, no, 3 years ago, and she was the very first British guest we ever had on the podcast. And now she's,
Oh.
as of last year, she was on the podcast 4 times in a row.
Well, that's special. I
Yes,
mean,
I hear the name and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I know she knows how this dream started, but not everybody knows. So, I was about 10. It was like 2010 or yeah, it was 2010, so I was 9. SmackDown was on in our living room at my mom's house. My mom was dating this guy at the time who's super, super into wrestling. I knew nothing about it. So SmackDown was on the TV. So I walk into the living room for whatever reason, and I saw John Cena on the TV, and instantly I was like, this dude is where it's at. I was like, he is so cool. And I'm pretty sure he was wrestling like the Big Show, so he probably like gave him an AA, and I was like, like so cool. And then I remember like that match ending, and after that match, Kelly ended up coming out, and I was like, there's women that do this, and I feel like right from that moment, I was like, I don't want a regular job. I want to do this. And like, I gave up on it for a while in high school because the older I got, it started to sound a little crazy. But then I got back into that and I stuck with it. And I think it was 2022, actually, I ended up meeting Kelly as a fan at a local show. And, I got to tell her, you were, the first woman I ever saw do this. So, and I just thanked her for all she did for the women at the time. And it was super, super cool. And then I met John Cena too when I was 16 for my birthday. So I got to tell him the same thing. So I got to meet the 2 people that really got me into this. So I always thought that was super special.
That's cool that you got a chance to meet Cena, and you also train under Seth. But let's go into like Mania. What was your thoughts on the whole Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk thing? Was it what was going through your mind? Did you watch it with your friends, like from school?
I was working that first night of Mania, but we had it playing, so I got to watch it with some of my customers, which was really fun. And that main event just blew my mind. Like, I thought it was stellar. I thought the storytelling was so, so good. And I'm really excited for Seth to be going down this path that he's going down. Like, people can say they knew it was happening. I don't really think so. But I think this is like a whole new direction for his career to go, and it's super awesome to see him, branch out and kind of just stay on top and stay relevant, because not everybody can do that. And he just takes whatever's thrown at him and he just makes it work. And his entrance kind of reminded me of like his Monday Night Messiah gimmick, which I thought was really cool. And I thought the white gear was awesome. I thought that was a good homage to the white gear from 2015. So I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And I like Roman and I like Punk too. I like all three of them, from a fan's perspective. So I thought it was really good. I wasn't picky about who won, but I thought it was really cool. And I love that Paul Heyman's a big part of the story too, because managers have just, the amount of capability of telling a story as, the wrestlers do if they really, really put their all into it. So
Yeah, like I think it's really cool that now, for a while, as managers were like falling off in wrestling. It's kind of sad because I'm 41. I remember watching the legends as they were there, like Slicks and Sherry and like Sensational Sherry and Luna Vachon's and Paul Heyman when he was in WCW for a while. But now, like, do you feel like you're part of that fraternity or sorority of managers?
oh yeah, I mean, I love what I do as a manager. Like, obviously, I haven't been doing it for very long, but I love getting under people's skin and getting paid to do it. Like, that is right up my alley because we're a group of heels. So I like doing it because I can say a lot of the things I can't say as like a day-to-day person. Like all that anger and frustration I get from like day-to-day life, I just take it out there with me and I just let everybody have it. Like if I'm having a bad day, everybody's having a bad day.
Got it.
So, yeah, it's really fun. Like even if I'm not wrestling, it's still so much fun to be out there, connect with an audience and give them a good show and give them something them or their kids will never remember because I like to yell at their kids too. So
Yeah, I loved watching the heels break down a child, not hit them, break them down, going, "Gotcha." Didn't even have to hit you. I say a word, and it's just like,
and they'll give it right back to you. This crowd that we have at SCW Pro, these kids will try to tear you apart. I'm still louder than them though. They can't beat me.
do you have any upcoming shows if anybody wants to attend a show?
I have my first singles match in Nebraska on the 3rd. I'll try to find the the poster so you can like link it if you want. But
Yeah.
to get,
If you want to send me, if you're allowed to send me the posters, send it to me on Instagram after the interview, and I'll post it. Or you want to, if you haven't posted it yet, post it and collab with me on Insta, and I will put
okay,
get it up on my wall.
okay,
Just put whatever you need to put in the box, and if anybody wants to buy a ticket, like if they're in Nebraska, is there a website? Will there be tickets at the door?
I believe it's just at the door. I haven't worked with this company obviously before, but I'm trying to get like as much info as I can. So that's exciting. And then I'm booked for like 8 shows so far, like leading up to August. So I'm going to be in Wisconsin, Nebraska, Illinois, Utah, and possibly California. But I am planning on making like a social media post about, shows for the next few months. So I want to be everywhere. I want to go to places I've never been. I've never been to Utah and I've never been to California. So that should be a lot of fun.
And you got to come to Pennsylvania and come to PPW so you can, or New Era or Battlefield, and come meet the Panther and meet Papa Panther and
yeah,
be able to see me in person and say, "Oh, Joe's got legs."
Yeah, I actually just got reached out to about WrestleCade in North Carolina, I
Oh
believe.
wow, I know about that. Wow, okay.
So I'm waiting for info on that. I know one of my friends will be a vendor there. Austin Payne, he does the Wild Side Wrestling podcast. So I'm just, gonna get in touch with him and, hopefully get my name out there and get to some places I've never seen before. So I'm very excited.
WrestleCade. I when they do WrestleMania, they always do WrestleCon, and I never I went to WrestleMania 35, and I just did that. I didn't go to any of the stuff or any of those things because I have a real job and I can't afford to go to all these extra bowl stuffies.
Yeah,
People
it's an
do,
expensive hobby.
Oh my gosh, I never really figured out how much it costs to go to one of those things, but I'm like, it's not like you're going to WWE World or Access or whatever they call it. But yeah. Long story short, you want to do it, go. You have the money, do it.
Yeah.
But Tori, if my fans want to pick up any merch or anything of yours, where can they find it?
So I am in the middle of like starting a Patreon, so my merch can be linked there. But for now, I'm pretty much just doing it through DM on Instagram and Facebook. My Instagram is the Tori Fox, and then just Tori Fox on Facebook. So right now I have 8x10s, trading cards, bracelets, fox ears, and I'm working on stickers and T-shirts. Don't know when those will be in because this shit is expensive to order. So
Yes, they are.
but I'm really trying to work on it. But yeah, if you just want to DM me there, that's completely fine.
Before we go, Tori, if there was any like 18 to 19-year-olds just getting into this, and what kind of advice would you give them?
Don't get too ahead of yourself with training. You know, there's vets there, there's coaches there. They're here to help you. You know, if you feel like, you know, they're not treating you with the respect you deserve, try to hear them out. Sometimes they are trying to help, but sometimes they are just being assholes. But you got to differentiate between the two. But definitely listen to your vets. And don't be afraid to ask questions. I asked so many questions when I was in training, and I don't regret it. So if you have a question, ask it. Don't try to figure it out on your own.
Awesome. Tara, I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It was so much fun. I just hope to be able, you could talk to your trio, see if your boys want to come on, Dudes at Ringside in May. We could do something. We can go live again and have fun.
Okay.
And go
that would be so fun. Yeah.
Yes. 3 of us just going cuckoo crazy on the internet.
All right.
Thank you so much, Tori.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. I'm Joe Panther III. Your turn.
Oh, I'm Tori Fox.
And we will catch you in the next one.
Bye.